The CR56 AMAX versus the Ram 7 in Call of Duty Warzone. The AMAX has pretty much been the staple assault rifle for the last few weeks, even with Raven trying to subtly nerf it. Over the last few weeks, Raven has really been knocking it down, nerfing the range and the headshot multiplier. All the while, the Ram 7 has slowly been picking up traction amongst the Warzone streamer community, so I decided to give it a shot to see which gun is better, the CR56 AMAX or the Ram 7. The AMAX is incredible. It's hard-hitting, reliable, predictable, and very fun to use. It still feels fresh to me. It's a gun that forces you to learn its quirks and rewards you for putting in the time. I've only been using the AMAX for the last few months, ever since I switched from the Kilo, and honestly, I wouldn't have even looked back if it weren't for Raven having a clear vendetta for the AMAX. They just nerfed this weapon like 3 times in the last 3 weeks, giving it one more body shot, nerfing the range, and then recently just giving it another headshot to kill. The weapon is still great, but it's clear that Raven won't rest until the AMAX is balanced. I say that like it's a bad thing. It's a good thing. I'm very happy that they are finally balancing the game. It just sucks because I really like the AMAX. The Ram, on the other hand, has always been this gun that I feel like I liked, but never was as good as I thought that it was as compared to other weapons. And I think that just boils down to its recoil. That shit is crazy. It flies. Literally has insane recoil. However, if you can manage to control it, it fries. I've recently been watching Tfue stream, and he exclusively uses the Ram 7 with a street sweeper. Now, I can't go down the street sweeper road just yet because I still respect myself for the time being, but this inspired me to give the Ram the old college try. But damn, man, Tfue makes this look easy. He makes the Ram look like the Kilo, and because of that, he is rewarded with one of the fastest killing weapons in the game. But is the Ram good enough to overtake the AMAX? Firstly, here are the attachments that I'm going to be using for this comparison. They're pretty basic, so it should come as no surprise. However, for the AMAX, I am using the monolithic suppressor, Zodiac barrel, VLK scope, commando foregrip, and 45 round mag. On the Ram 7, I am using the monolithic suppressor, Ranger barrel, VLK scope, commando foregrip, and 50 round mag. Okay, so let's look at these damage profiles. Now, the main point here that I would like to point out is the fact that the Ram has the same damage profile in the chest, stomach, and extremities. That means it does not matter where you hit below the head, it all counts for the same amount. Now, this can be seen as a negative or a positive depending on where you shoot, and if you mostly hit chest shots, then you can see that the Ram lags behind the AMAX, and I mean pretty significantly as well. When we look at headshots, however, you can see that the Ram starts to outperform the AMAX up until around the 42 meter range. After that, they are pretty equal until the Ram's crazy bullet velocity comes into play, making it a faster killer from farther distances. This is even further exemplified when we look at the stomach shots time to kill. Now, yes, chest shots with the AMAX are definitely stronger. However, head and stomach shots hit harder for the Ram. And again, this is just because the Ram has no chest multiplier, whereas the AMAX has a multiplier of 1.2. To make up for this, the Ram's base damage needs to be higher so it can compete with weapons like the AMAX. Just for fun, I did the math, and if the Ram had the same chest multiplier as the AMAX, the Ram would be a powerhouse that everybody would use. So, let's take a look at the recoil. If you've been subbed to my channel for a while, you know the AMAX recoil pattern. It goes up and a little to the right. The Ram, however, is a little bit of a demon child. It kicks crazy up and to the left. Now, I will say that the beginning section of the Ram and even the super far left kick is relatively a straight line. So even though it does require more skill to control, it doesn't pop up like the AMAX seems to do. Also, honorable mention for the Ram having 0 recoil when mounted. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, the Ram is not really better than the AMAX. But honestly, I don't think that the AMAX is crazy better than the Ram. I think, like the Kilo versus AMAX, they are very balanced and you can use pretty much either one of them. Also, much like the Kilo versus AMAX where one took a little more skill to master, I think the Ram takes more skill to master over the AMAX, but you will be rewarded for that effort. If you can hit your shots and aim for the head, then the Ram 7 will reward you. Another thing that I would like to quickly point out is the bullet velocity of the Ram is crazy. It's more than 50% of that of the AMAX, which means it's much easier to laser people out of the sky in vehicles because you don't have to lead your shots as much. Now, onto my favorite segment, my feelings. I feel like Warzone is very balanced right now, and the fact that the most used weapon has an equal counter that not a lot of people are using is extremely healthy for the game. I love the amax, but there's something about the RAM that feels different, you know? When I was on Xbox playing with a controller, the RAM felt like a wild beast that I wasn't able to tame. Whereas on mouse and key, I feel like even though it kicks more than I'd like, it's something that with enough time and effort, I can master and maybe be like Tfue one day. One thing I did think was interesting was even though the RAM has 5 more bullets per clip, the added recoil and how often I miss my shots made it seem like the amax had more bullets per clip. With a higher RPM weapon, you are bound to miss way more shots, but missing shots on the lower RPM weapon is definitely more detrimental to your fight. Final score, if you are on controller, give the RAM a try, but do not expect the world. If on mouse and keyboard, try the RAM, you may be surprised when you get used to it. Guys, if you like the video, like the video. If you love the video, subscribe down below. Let me know what guns you love using, join my Discord, and come say hi and stream sometime. Peace out.